it's back actually.
Okay, guys. My upload speed is all over the place. I reset our router, and I'm actually not even sure if we're back yet, but
We seem to be back.
we're definitely working on it. Serena, can you type something in the chat? Okay, guys. Well, we're working on it.
Penny's here.
Penny, how's the quality? My upload is showing like it's shit, but I'm hoping we get back on track. So somebody tell me if we're back on track. No, we must be choppy as hell. My kilobits is in like 2,000 kilobits a second.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I had a feeling. Okay. Damn it. Okay, guys, it's not on our end. I reset the router. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna be able to get back tonight. Is it a little better? I'm just sorry. I'm staring down at the my upload speed in the bottom of my screen, trying to figure out what's going on here. Oh, the chat bot finally came back. Alright, so how are we feeling about things, guys? Is this going to work or not? Slowly coming back up. Nope. Now we're going down again. I mean, it happens. It's totally fine. But yeah, my upload speed's bouncing around all over the place like GameStop stock price, so I have no idea how to fix that. I've never had connection issues before, so I hope this is a one-off. But it does look like our upload speed is slowly coming back. Am I still choppy as hell, hun?
you seem to be better on my end.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me,
It's hard to tell with the delay.
yeah. Give me one sec, guys. I just gotta close the door here.
Sorry, you're asking a question.
Okay, I think, are we back or what? Yeah, I know. I get the feeling it's slowly recovering, and I kind of want to finish this, so I might just press on, and hopefully you guys can. It slowly looks like it's coming back, so I'm gonna keep moving on, and we'll just keep going because this is now done. Our basil pesto is done. It tastes great. I'm gonna pour it off into a bowl or something so I can use the mini chop again. So it's getting much better. Okay, I have a feeling it's slowly recovering. I love the consistency of this pesto. Oh, here, let me switch it back to food cam. I'm just gonna pretend we're okay, and see where we get to. But I am loving the color and the consistency of this. Let me put it up to the real cam so you guys can see. But it looks fantastic. It smells fantastic and it tastes amazing. So I'm going to take that as a win for now, and we're going to push on. Give me 2 seconds. I got to wash the mini chop. All right, because really we're really close to the finish line here. We just have to get the red pesto done and get the water back on, and we are good to go. So let's make this happen, for good or ill. The chat seems to be working, Rebecca. I can see your chat. It looks like, oddly enough, the one chat's way behind, so I have a feeling this is a YouTube thing, because normally my Stream Elements chat, not that it means anything to you guys, I have 2 chat windows. I got my chat moderation window, which comes from Stream Elements, which seems to be, plates are in the oven, seems to be working great. My YouTube chat hasn't updated in like 5 minutes, so we'll see. Okay, so we're moving on to the red pesto. I got to get back on track here and figure out where the hell I am. But we're kind of, I think we're just going to blitz everything in the blender. So let's get that done. Or the mini chopper, whatever this is. So we want this is all our roasted pepper mix is going in. Mostly in. And we're going to give this a blitz. Yeah, it's funny, guys. I can see your chat. I can see all your chat. I don't think you guys can see your chat, but I can see it through another window. So this is definitely a YouTube thing. So if you're worried, if you chat, I can... Hey, Darcy. If your chat window isn't updating on stream, I can see your chat on in my broadcast software. So, for what it's worth. Okay. So now we're going to go with, actually not all of the raw peppers. I'm not going to use them all. That's too many. We're going to do that. We want the raw garlic in like I talked about. Get that going. So the consistency we're shooting for in this one is going to be a lot creamier and pastier. Not pasty in a bad way. Pasty in a good way. I'm going to add about probably half a cup of ricotta here, give or take. I'm giving here because this is more than half a cup, but let's get in there. I want some white wine vinegar, just a little bit here, to cut the ricotta and the richness of the fats. So I'm just going to go like maybe a teaspoon of the white wine vinegar. And of course we got our parm, but I'm going to give this a go before. Yeah, I know, eh? So this is starting to show like an amazing color here. And I still want to incorporate some parm in here, which I'm going to do. And I'm going to give this a shot of oil because this is just, otherwise it's never going to blend. So let's see what happens here. I could also adjust this with just straight old water. I kind of want this to be the consistency of like mayonnaise. Okay. Wow, this one's really good. I'm just going to taste it for seasoning. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm really enjoying this one. I'm going to add a little bit of salt here. And I'm going to add some fresh pepper. So I just ground this up today. Not a crazy amount. But I got a lot of pesto here too. So maybe not more salt here. So again, these are the kinds of things you got to adjust them as you go. Again, one of the reasons that recipes aren't the be-all and all. Yes, Rebecca. So the basil pesto had a ton of parm. Like, I measured out 75 grams, which is like almost a cup of Parmesan cheese. So the red pesto has just a little bit of parm in it, but this one has like a lot. But I am feeling good about the consistency and the way this one looks. Oh, a little bit of ricotta stuck under the lid. Okay, so we're gonna do the basil one first, and then because the pasta, unfortunately, I can't cook. I should have thought of this before, but I can't cook 2 batches of pasta at once. So I might do a taste test both with fusilli for you guys, and then I'll cook up a batch of rigatoni later. I am now like all over the place, but let me just get this back, get this out. So this smells amazing. I'm going to give it a quick taste here, but I'm pretty sure I nailed the seasoning on this one. Shouldn't need any more adjustment. So let me get this out of the way. Okay guys, now can you see, put up on the other camera, like it's a fantastic color. It smells great. Got a fresh spoon. Okay. Yeah. So these are both good. And what I wanted from adding the fresh peppers and garlic, I got exactly the balance I wanted between the roaster, so the pan fried, the darkened, adding all the flavor and the color to the peppers originally, and then balancing it with something that's fresh, just to make it like seem a little brighter and fresher. Okay, so let me get some pasta in the water. And as I said, I'm going to do a taste test here with just the fusilli. So in the interest of time, normally I would serve this with the rigatoni, but the rigatoni takes 14 minutes, which we don't have anymore. So we're just going to have to go with what we got here. And what I want to do actually is get another pot on the stove. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Excuse me one sec, guys. I really do want to try it with the rigatoni tonight, so I'm just putting up another pot of water. I'm probably not going to get it done on stream, but I'll tell you guys next time. And the YouTube chat just never updated, did it? So you guys can't see all the chat. I can see it, so please keep chatting, asking questions. I can see them. If you can't see them, that's just the way it is. any questions? It's been now kind of a crazy night, and I'm grateful that you guys stuck it out and are still with me. We're gonna have some good food here in a second, which I'm excited about. So, yeah, interesting night, and sometimes it just happens that way, and it is okay. I love the color of this pesto, which is a good thing because it made a lot. So one of the things about using, so this is the hilarious thing, guys. This pesto recipe is sort of modified. It's my own version, but I modified the quantities based on the chef who had the idea of using the breadcrumbs in the first place. And this recipe, he says this serves 4. This giant bowl of pesto is enough to sauce enough fusilli for 4 people. So yeah, we can do next week too. When chefs give quantities, you got to try it out first because they are used to preparing for a restaurant, not 4 people. Let me grab my phone here. So I now keep a list on my phone of ideas for next week, so we can do that while the pasta is boiling. Give it a quick stir. Okay, so not Reddit. Let's talk about next week. Stream ideas. So things that have been suggested to me and that I've researched on my own. We have if you want to go back to Chinese, we have a crispy ginger beef recipe, which was a Canadian Chinese specialty that came out of Calgary in the 70s. And it's not authentic Chinese, but it is a wonderful, amazing Chinese Canadian invention. And I was going to do that on stream with the Bloody Caesar, which was also invented in Calgary. So if you want to do a Calgary night, that would be fun. We did noodles already. And the other one I really want to do for you guys, so I don't know how you guys feel about this. I've been meaning to do ducks for ages. And I have a whole story around ducks, and I have my favorite duck dish is a shredded duck meat, like it's duck confit, sorry, not shredded duck meat, duck confit done in a savory crepe rolled up with my homemade barbecue sauce. I know that sounds odd, but I have a huge history, which I'm going to save for the stream, but I developed this barbecue sauce. I love it. It is not your regular barbecue sauce, but it tastes amazing. And there's a whole story and to go with it, and it's just a really fun thing to do. So I could pair that with what do I do with ducks as well, but that might end up being 2 streams. So let's think about that. I have a bunch of things around ducks. We did hand-pulled noodles. I can check that one off. Okay, so my other passion, guys, I'm leaning towards ginger beef, Darcy, but my other idea, which I'm definitely going to do, is female bacon sandwiches, which is a unique to Toronto kind of thing. I really love the female bacon sandwiches you get at St. Lawrence Market. I used to go there with my dad, and I take my daughter there. And they're just amazing sandwiches. And I have not been able to recreate them at home. And there's a bunch of reasons for that because I have been doing research. But one of them is the brine that they use. Every restaurant that serves female bacon sandwiches cures and brines their own pork. And they all have super secret recipes. So I would like to try and recreate one of those recipes because I love a female bacon sandwich. It's one of my go-tos. So those are kind of the 3 things I'm kicking around. But I'm thinking for next week, since I haven't had a Bloody Caesar in ages, we'll do ginger beef with the Bloody Caesar, and I'll put ducks and back bacon on the back burner, if that makes sense. So, how's that sound to you guys? We got 2 minutes on the pasta, and we can actually eat something. Okay, I'm gonna toss it up in this bowl. We'll see where we got to. All right, well, that's sold then. For those of you who stuck it out, cheers. We're gonna do ginger beef next week. So I'm gonna put this green pesto together, and we're gonna taste it, and then we're probably gonna call it a night. I might do a little bit of the. Well, I guess I'll do both. Who am I kidding? I'm going to taste them both. They both look really good. Just so you know, the caveat here, guys, is the consistency. And you notice here, I've shot for... hang on. I have two different consistencies here. So this one is designed for fusilli. It's going to just coat and it's going to be amazing. This one's still going to be good with fusilli. But see how it's thicker? And I don't know if you guys know what rigatoni looks like, right? The tubes? These tubes would pick this sauce up perfectly, or this pesto. So I'm going to try it with the fusilli, but just so you know, and it's really important with pasta, that you match the sauce, and pesto's the sauce, to the noodle. So I'm going to do it anyway, because I want to taste it with you guys. But in terms of presentation and appearance, and the way the dish kind of goes together, we're going to see that I have a feeling that basil pesto is going to be much better with fusilli. Looks like we're almost done here. This is done. Wow, that was hot. Okay, so first off, and we're going to taste these quick. I got to throw both these dishes together pretty quick. Otherwise they're going to get cold. Plates, of course, were in the oven. No, they're actually not too bad. They're warm enough for food, though, so don't get me wrong. I need a different spoon. Jesus. And when you're doing pesto, be generous. Be very generous. Be good to yourself with pesto. You almost can't have like too much of it. This is rich, and I'm actually gonna serve this as 2 portions here. Hang on. Okay, so I'm gonna serve myself just like a little bit here, a little bit sloppy, but I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna run one into Serena to get her opinion. Okay, give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, so I want to get this one sauced up while the pasta's still hot, and then we'll do our taste test. And unfortunately, I'm just going to have to toss this in the dish because we are out of options. Again, same thing with the red pesto. Be good to yourselves. This is yummy. I normally wouldn't toss it up this way, but you do what you have to, right? I really just want to get a taste for it here. And actually, you know, this is not adhering too badly to the fusilli. I would prefer rigatoni here, but it's not a perfect world. Especially tonight, apparently. Okay. Moment of truth. I want a little bit of parm on these guys. On both of them, actually. And, oh yeah. Okay, so a little bit of fresh parm because that's never wrong, right? Spoiling myself with two things of pasta here. And I'm going to dive right into the basil first because this will have a much stronger flavor. Mm. Yeah, you know, wow. I was curious to see how this one would come out without the pine nuts. And it's definitely, it's definitely a creamier texture. It's more subtle. It doesn't have that hitch in the face power of that you get from the nuts. But you still have the toasted element from the bread. You still have like that earthy, almost like weedy flavor. Really happy with this one, guys. This is good because I got a lot of it. Okay. You can start asking questions about the basil, but I am moving right on into the Calabrese. Wow. It's funny because this one's totally different. Okay. Wow. It's funny tasting them back to back. They're definitely very, very different dishes. This one has, so the basil here has a fair bit of garlic in it. It's quite, and the garlic and the basil is obviously raw. So even though we added fresh red pepper and garlic to this one, this is definitely a little more refined. Refined in, no. I forgot the Calabrese peppers in all the confusion, which is one of the reasons this one's a little more refined. So I'm going to reblend this, and I'll let you guys know next week how it tastes. The Calabrese peppers do add a little bit of kick. Oh, okay. So the basil pesto. Okay, just give one more bite of this. Okay, I'm going to deliver the this to Serena, and I will answer your question in just a sec. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so the basil pesto was garlic to taste. I used maybe a little bit more than a clove. 1 cup of extra virgin olive oil. 3 cups of basil. Lightly packed. I mean, you kind of go basil to taste. It's more about the consistency, so I don't know if you missed that when I was fine-tuning it. Once you get your basic ingredients in, you fine-tune the consistency for the way you want it to be. And you basically tune it to the amount of basil that you have. In addition to the basil, I used a few mint leaves, which I really like, and I used some thyme. And then as well, there was 75 grams of parm, and I didn't use all the breadcrumbs because I found the consistency was getting a little odd. I started off with 100 grams, and I figure I used about 50. Now, if you're not allergic to pine nuts, feel free to do that. Sorry, if you're not allergic to pine nuts, feel free to do the pine nuts. I really like the flavor. I have always found that pine nuts are a little over the top for pesto, and I know I'm probably going to get, lambasted by the Italians, but I really like this consistency. I really like this flavor, and I like pine nuts. Don't get me wrong. I'm really pleased with the way this one turned out. But again, this comes down to you guys. If you want to use pine nuts, use pine nuts. If you want to use breadcrumbs, if you can't find pine nuts, you don't like them or whatever, I really find that these toasted breadcrumbs have done a really great job, both with the flavor and the consistency of the sauce. So I hope that answers your question. I guess that's all the ingredients in it, and I didn't do the little flashcards this week, but yeah, it's a pretty basic pesto recipe. And again, the pesto is the technique. This would also make a wonderful room temperature pasta salad, which is good because it's starting to get there already. So basically, again, almonds would be great. Make it your own. You do want something to you do want a nutty flavor. So whether it's almonds or pesto, I've seen. I'm also allergic to walnuts, of course, but I've seen really well done walnut pestos. So the important thing is, and again, let's go back. We talked about technique and recipes. So what are the things that you can take out of a pesto before it stops being a pesto? Well, you can take the pine nuts out. You need olive oil and basil. I think and garlic, and you need parmesan. So those are your four key ingredients. The fifth ingredient is kind of a flex spot. You could use walnuts. You could use not pecans. No worries, Darcy. It's been a night. You could use walnuts. You could use pine nuts. You could use breadcrumbs. I mean, that fifth slot is where you can make it your own. But the other ingredients, oil, parm, basil, and garlic, you take one of those out and it's probably still going to be good if you substitute something else good, but it's not going to be pesto. So there you go. And again, the ratios is more about consistency of the sauce. So you got to balance your oil to basil ratio. Oh, it's really good. And that's kind of it. So there you go, guys. I'm a fan of both of these. I know tonight was a rough stream technically, and I appreciate you guys sticking around. But I feel like the end result was worth it. I'm very happy with both these pestos. The other good thing about pesto is it keeps forever, well, nearly forever. So you don't have to worry about it going off or spoiling or anything like that, because it is a bit of a thing to make. So you can make it, put it in the fridge. You can freeze it. No reason you can't freeze pesto. You can freeze it in an ice cube tray, and take 2 cubes out and just drop it on some noodles. So I'm going to stick around for just a couple more minutes and answer any questions you guys might have. But I think I covered everything, and quite frankly, there's only a few guys left. But yeah, I'll be here for a few. So if you have any questions, now is the time. I see that the YouTube chat never caught up, but I can still see your chat on my screen. So now's the time for questions. Other than that, yeah, you might be right about that, actually. Maybe don't freeze that one. I think Rebecca's right on this one. Yeah. Freezing cheese sometimes goes wrong, especially if fresh cheese like ricotta. Okay, so freeze this, don't freeze that. I think we're good. All right, guys. Well, I'm looking forward to ginger beef next week. I think that's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to Caesars. I will report on how it is when I actually add the Calabrese peppers, although I am totally satisfied with it just the way it is. And that's kind of it. If you want to throw out oh no, we're doing the Caesar cocktail. So we're good for next week. We got the Caesar cocktail, and we have the ginger beef. Crispy ginger beef. I think it's going to be great. So I'm going to sign off because it's gone way longer than it normally does, which is fine. But I know you guys have stuff to do too. So thanks again, guys. I love doing this for you, and I will see you next week.